Welcome back, Cyber Explorers. It's Alfie, and in this video we'll explore together with this step-by-step guide how to create a swap file in Linux systems. So without further ado, let's get right into it. A swap file is an essential component of a Linux operating system that helps improve performance by providing additional virtual memory. It is a disk space reserved for use as virtual memory when the system's physical memory, RAM, is filled up. Creating a swap file in Linux can help prevent system crashes and instability. Before you start adding swap space, it is a good idea to check whether you already have swap space available on your system. You can check it with the free command in Linux: type and hit enter. This command displays the amount of free and used memory in the system, including swap space. The free command gives you the size of the swap space, but doesn't tell you if it's a real swap partition or a swap file. The swap on command is better in this regard. Type and hit enter. This command shows all the swap spaces currently in use, indicating whether they are swap partitions or swap files. As you can see, the type will show if you have a swap partition or swap file. I have 1 GB of swap space, and it's on a separate partition. If it was a swap file, the type would have been file instead of partition. If you don't have swap space on your system, the free command will show zeros beside the swap, and the swap on command won't show any output. Before creating a swap file, you should check how much available disk space you have. Type and hit enter. This command displays the available disk space on your system in a human-readable format. Disable swap spaces. Type and hit enter. This command disables all swap spaces on your system, including both swap partitions and swap files. To permanently disable the swap partition or file, you need to edit the stab file. This file contains information about disk partitions and file systems. Type and hit enter. This command opens the stab file in the nano text editor. Find the line that refers to the swap partition or swap file and remove it, or comment it out by adding a number sign at the beginning of the line. It might look something like this. Save and close the file. If you are using Nano, you can save and exit by pressing Ctrl+X, then Y, and then enter. Create swap file. The size of the swap file you create will depend on how much physical memory RAM your system has. A general rule of thumb is to create a swap file that is the same size as your RAM, or double it if you have low memory RAM. First, create a file with the size of swap space you want. Let's say that I want to add 6 GB of swap space to my system. Use the follicate command to create a file of size 6 GB. Type and hit enter. This command creates a file named swap file with a size of 6 GB. It is recommended to allow only root to read and write to the swap file. Type and hit enter. This command changes the file permissions to allow only root to read and write to the swap file. Note that the name of the swap file could be anything. If you need multiple swap spaces, you can give it any appropriate name, like swap_file_1, swap_file_2, etc. It's just a file with a predefined size. Now that the swap file is created, you need to set it up as a swap area. Type and hit enter. This command formats the swap file with the swap area structure. Finally, you need to activate the swap file. Type and hit enter. This command enables the swap file and adds it to the system's available swap space. To make the swap file permanent, you need to add it to the fstab file. Open the file in your favorite text editor. Type and hit enter. This command opens the fstab file in the nano text editor. Then add the following line at the end of the file. Save and close the file. If you are using Nano, you can save and exit by pressing Ctrl+X, then Y, and then enter. Now change the swappiness kernel parameter as per your requirement. It tells the system how often the system utilizes this swap area. Edit the sysctl.conf file and append the following configuration in the file. This command opens the sysctl.conf file in the nano text editor, and add save and close the file. If you are using nano, you can save and exit by pressing Ctrl+X, then Y, and then Enter. Now reload the sysctl configuration file, type, and hit Enter. This command reloads the system configuration file, applying the changes. Reboot the system and type, and hit Enter. This command shows the current swap spaces, confirming that the swap file is active. And that's it. You've successfully created and enabled a swap file on your Linux system. And that's it for today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and don't forget to activate the notification bell so you won't miss out on any new uploads. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to share more with you. So, until next time, see you later.